everybody, it's Connie with the Artisan Company and welcome back to the channel. Today, because of all of the comments, we are going to do some more things with leather. So let's go get started. All righty, we are going to do a bracelet today with leather and some Dumortierite stones. So I'm going to tell you what I've got here. You can use whatever you have there. If you happen to have all this, it'd be great, but I highly doubt that most people will. So use what you have already or something similar to it, and you should be fine. Okay, hello, baby. My cat's up in my lap. All right, so my centerpiece is going to be this beautiful piece of pewter, and it's about 20 millimeters long. It's got this stunning cross in the middle. Is this not just gorgeous? It's kind of a burnished gold, coppery gold. It just looks really antique. So this is going to be my centerpiece. And then I have some silver pieces that are 6 millimeter, and all of these beads are large hole. Little 6 millimeter silver tone beads. I've got some 7 millimeter copper beads. I've got a couple of 8 millimeter brass beads. I have a lobster claw clasp in a burnished color. I have a couple of leather crimps that are about a 10 by 7 roughly. I have some 6 millimeter jump rings in a rose gold color. And then I have some 8 millimeter Dumortierite stones. And Dumortierite is such a beautiful stone. And you can see here the color variance in this stone is just stunning. It goes everywhere from a dark blue up to this really light speckledy kind of pseudo sodalite color. It is beautiful. So what we're going to do, I've got leather here, and it is a 2 millimeter leather, size leather, and I've got 15 inches of it. And you know, I would tell you precisely, however, I would rather you have more left over than not enough, and you get down to the tail end of your project and you can't finish it off. That is the worst feeling in the world. So just cut a little extra. So I've got about 15 inches here. The bracelet will wind up being about a 7.5 to 8. So that's, we'll see where it lands. Give or take the barrel knots. Okay, you will need the little barrel knot tool to wrap your barrel knots. You can order these online. I actually made this one out of a little piece of metal that I had. I just rolled it up like that and made me a little barrel knot thingy. Okay, that's the supplies that you will need. Let me get my head wrapped around it and we'll get started. Whenever I do a bracelet or anything with barrel knots in it, I like to work, especially if I've got a centerpiece, I like to work from the center out. It just tends to work out better that way. So I'm going to work on the centerpiece first. So I'm going to add a piece of silver, my pewter piece in the middle, and then another piece of silver. I'm going to bring those down to the center of the bracelet, making sure my ends are even like that, and even that up. Because when you make the barrel knots, you want to make sure you have the right amount on both sides. And then I'm going to clip one side of that just so I can make my barrel knot on the other side. So what we will be doing is take your barrel knot tool, place your leather on the top of the tool. Kind of put your thumb there so you'll have enough width between this and your finishing bead there to wrap. We're going to do 4 wraps. Okay, so you wrap around, come around this way up to the front, cross over, wrap, wrap, wrap. One more time, and then you're going to go through your little holder thing there, your little metal piece. I'm trying to hold it where you can see it. So it will look like that. Going to pull it through. And gently pull that through, and then pull your knot down. Now you're working with leather, so don't pull it, yank it. If you're doing cotton cord, you can yank it all day long, okay? But working with leather, you cannot. So just gently roll it down and make sure it's flush up against this, okay? Flip, we're going to do the other side. Going to put your tool on the top, underneath the leather. The leather goes on the top, about a thumbnail's width here. You're going to wrap around and cross over, wrap to your left. 1, 2, 3. Wrap to your left, come around one more time, and then that leather goes back through. Here we go again, right here. And there we go. Pull it taut. And there's what it should look like when you're done. All right, let's get to the next step. All right, the next thing we're going to do is add our stones to each side of this. This is so beautiful. I'm so excited about this. So we'll start on one side, and this is my pattern. And we're going to use some jump rings today in a different way. And I love this. It's just one of those things where it adds color and light in a place where you need light. So we're going to start with the copper bead here next to the barrel knot. It'll be a jump ring, a stone, a jump ring, a stone, a jump ring, a stone, a jump ring, a piece of brass, a jump ring, stone, jump ring, stone, jump ring, stone, jump ring, out. Okay, so let's get this started and we'll see what it looks like. I'm so excited. I'm trying to make sure my barrel knot's good and tight. So we're going with the copper, jump ring, and look what this does. Stone. This rose gold will kind of help pull out the brasses and kind of undertones that are in the pewter, but will also accent the Dumortierite stone, the browns in the Dumortierite stone too. So I'm just stacking them one after another. So I've done a pattern of 3 stones. Then I've got the brass, another jump ring. Keep moving. Keep on moving. And I love this. This is simple, guys. This is so simple, yet it just looks amazing. All right, so there we go. That's what the side should look like. Isn't that beautiful? This brass pulls in this, the copper and the silver all pull in this piece of pewter, and it also blends well with the Dumortierite stone. Okay, I'm going to do the other side and we'll be back. We have both sides beaded, and look at this. Oh my goodness. This is another one I'm probably going to want to keep, but I can't. Look how beautiful this is. We are almost done. Told you this was a quick project, guys, but look how beautiful. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our leather crimp, and we are going to crimp each side, put these on each side of the leather, each side of the bracelet, I'm sorry. Make sure that you pull all the beads down. Place your leather crimp onto the leather. Try to show you. It's going to look like this. All right. So the next thing you're going to do is that little stem, this little stem right here. I'll just show you real close. The little stem that's right here, this part of it, you're going to hold that with your tip of your finger in order to hold it in place when you're crimping that down. So I've got it here. I'm looking at how things are laying, and I'm putting the crimp on the side that I think is best. Make sure all the beads are pushed down, but not so tight that they buckle. You don't want them to buckle, so kind of do this. All right, take a tool, and you're going to fold each side down on top of that leather. Mash it. Don't mash it too hard, because if you do, you might actually tear the leather. So don't do it too hard. All right, we're going to the other side now. Make sure I've got a little bit of play in there. And I'm looking to see which way this is going to go lay. All right, it is laying that way. So I will put my, notice the top of it right here. So I'm going to mirror that on this side with the other crimp. I'm going to push it down, crimp it down on the leather. Gently, not too hard. You don't want to damage the leather. And that's part of the thing with working with this kind of leather, the roping type. You have to be very careful with it, because it will snap in two if you put anything on it too tight. It will break. And also, if you're working with it a whole lot in your project, you might start getting little white edges on here. That's the nature of the leather, because this is dyed. It's dyed black. The leather's not that actual color. So you may get little chips of color off, but just touch it up with a leather pen or a Sharpie of some kind. All right. We have that on now. Oh my goodness, we're almost done. I am going to clip this excess leather off. And I'm taking my tool and I'm pushing it between the little eye and the piece of leather and pushing it down as far as I can get it down in there. All right. So now we're at this juncture. I love this. Yes. Okay. Next is the clasp. Okay, I'm going to show you something here that I do sometimes. Just because something comes a certain way doesn't necessarily mean you have to continue to use it that way. It's kind of like the jump rings in here. They're jump rings, they connect, but you don't always have to use them that way. All right, so my clasp here is this beautiful bronzy lobster claw clasp right here, and it just brings out such beautiful colors in here. But I wanted more black in here, so what I decided to do is I am going to change out the rings on the clasp. So I'm taking the original ones off. I've already gotten rid of the one that comes with it that's the hook. And I am taking a black jump ring and I am connecting it to the clasp. And then I'm connecting that to the end of the leather crimp. And then I'm closing that jump ring up. Yep, it's on there, which is going to bring a touch of black all the way around. And that is what I wanted to do. So the last thing is we're going to take the larger jump ring. We're going to put it on the other side. Let me do this so you can see a little better. Like so. And we're going to close that up. Make sure that it closes up good. And then what I always do is I do a gentle squeeze on the top of that ring just to make sure all of the edges are together. And I mean, it's ever so gentle. Okay, so here we go. I'm so excited. I brought the black down. I am thrilled to death about this. Look at this beautiful cross. Oh my, oh my. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I am stoked about this. Repurpose some things. But this is a pewter and dumortierite bracelet with leather. Hope you enjoyed it. If you got some inspiration, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me to know what else to bring to you guys. I will see you on the next project. Bye.